A very good evening and welcome to Try Time KE with me, host Mohamed Abubakar. It's been an action-packed weekend and week of rugby. We'll be talking matters. Kenya Sevens, the two legs that they just completed in Hamilton and Sydney. We'll be looking over all that has happened in the past 2 weeks with the Kenya Sevens, and of course we'll be taking a look at the Enterprise Cup preliminary rounds that were played over the weekend, and of course the pre-quarters fixtures as well that we have ready for that particular round. And of course the Kenya Cup is back this weekend, where Cabras will be in town playing against Queens, who are in really good form. And that is our question of the day, actually. Do you think Cabras can finally get their first defeat at the hands of Queens? Let us know. The hashtag is TryTimeKE. Social media handles will be appearing at the bottom of your screen. Now, before we start talking matters rugby for the next 40-45 minutes, I'd like to invite back Lavin. You just jetted in today?
Yeah, thank you very much, Moha. I mean, it's good to be back. A bit of jet lag, but you know, for the love of the show and
for the love of the show, for the love of the game,
I'll just make it through.
And loyalty to the viewer.
And loyalty to the viewer.
Benjamin, welcome back as well. We were with you last week, of course, but yes. Lavin's good to have you back. Lots to talk about today, or rather tonight. We'll start off with the Kenya Sevens. Sydney Sevens just concluded. They've picked just a point this time, and last week I remember we were talking how they're on a good trajectory. Trajectory as well. The progress was seen. Are you disappointed with the performances?
Disappointed, yes, but expected that the team will take a bit of time to gel. We might have a bit of highs, but remember, like I was telling you, we should be worried about expecting too much from them.
Yeah,
there isn't much they're going to. There isn't too much they're going to improve within a week. So, yes, disappointed that we didn't get as many points as we thought we would, 4 or 5. But again, very expected performance.
All right, let me just go through the results for you. The pool games, that is Kenya losing to Canada in the first one, 24-14. USA beating Kenya 41-0. France beating Kenya 40-17. That's the pool stage. And of course, Kenya Sevens losing to Wales 19-14 in the Challenge Trophy semis, and ending with... Sorry?
Quarters, yes.
Quarters, yes. Pardon me. And of course, Tonga, the last one, 2017, beating Kenya in the 13th place semis.
Yes.
Yeah. Hence, getting that point. Let's talk about the pool phase, first of all.
Now, I mean,
Lavin,
going into this tournament, when the pooling was done, I thought this was a very good chance for Kenya to make it to the quarters. Because if you look at the last tournament we played against France and we beat them, we played against Wales in the last tournament before heading to Hamilton, and we beat them as well. I mean, the US have been on a good form. That's why they've been to 4 consecutive finals.
Yeah.
Because Mike Friday at the moment is enjoying what most teams don't have. He has a consistent squad that he's played with, I think, for over 2 seasons. But I'm disappointed, obviously, because of the result. But I'm more disappointed at how we conceded 40 points against the US, 41 against the US and 40 against France.
To nothing, especially.
Yeah, I mean, because if you look at that game, particularly against the US, we considered 3 tries back to back. The same thing that they were doing. Kickoff, same spot, we were not retrieving, try. Kickoff, same place, we are not retrieving, try. I mean, it doesn't take much to know that these guys, they've clearly targeted that particular position.
And make changes.
Either make changes just quickly, switch it up, even if it means loading an extra player to that particular position. And I think this was a bit of maybe an experience on the boys' part. But I feel a score like that, it's sort of, you lose all steam going into the rest of the fixtures. I mean, I tried to think about what could have been the difference between Hamilton last week and Sydney this week. But also remember that the boys did not have the best of preseason training. And unfortunately, the strength and conditioning bit of the team is not what is expected. It's not at par. And I thought maybe these are some of the things that could have contributed to the dismal performance that we saw in Sydney, because the boys were falling easily off tackles. And in the game of sevens, believe it or not, in 14 minutes, you can actually concede 60 points.
Even
so,
70.
Yeah, so 70.
We have done 70 before.
Yeah, so, I mean, strength
no
and...
kidding.
Yes, in 1998. The reason why I stayed into this rugby is not... the reason why I was very excited to beat Fiji in the finals that day was not because I really wanted to be a good rugby player. No, it's because of the drubbing we got.
And funny thing
revenge,
is, I remember that game when I was still in high school.
Yeah.
And I saw them losing 70 points. And I said, one day, I'll hopefully play for the national team. So I remember clearly, so we've considered scores of 70 in 14 minutes.
We have.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's unfortunate that we couldn't capitalize on the quote-unquote good pool that we have.
Yeah.
Because I think Canada is a team we should have beaten, France as well, and then scrap it out against the US. But just that's the brutality of the World Seven Series. If you don't take your chances, if you don't front up on defense, you can lose to teams, even a team like Tonga, which is not a core team. In the
Do you
World
think
Seven Series.
these oppositions have started reading Kenya Sevens, the current crop of play, and how they're playing, or is it
very easy to read? Is it really easy to read a team like ours?
Okay.
Now the problem is,
Yeah.
there is the ease of reading us, and then there is the ease of knowing how not up to standard we are in terms of our fitness, our experience, our inexperience as well. So for a good side, all they have to pick, like America, make your work easy, pick the weakest link, score through the weakest link, and that's what they've done.
We've played Tonga in previous legs, yeah?
We played them last
We
week.
managed to-
The week before last.
The week before last.
Yes,
beat
yes,
them.
and we
then
beat them.
they went on to beat us now.
Yes.
Is it like now, do you think Paul should come up with different strategies as well now going into each leg?
I think one of the things that the current management can benefit greatly is a bit of investment in analysis in terms of analyzing the game.
Yeah.
Because just like in battle, you have to know your opponent. You have to know the weak points and hopefully exploit them. Unfortunately, at the moment, we are working with what we have. So the video analysis might not be the best. But I think if you're going to play a certain team, you should know that this is what they'll do in the kickoff. If they don't do this, they have this alternative.
I'm sure you guys.
But there are
used
two
to do
coaches
that
there.
as well.
There are two coaches there, isn't it?
Yeah, there are two
Nani
coaches.
travel.
Blink travel.
Blink travel. So one
Hamilton.
should be able to do the other job.
To do that work.
And they discuss,
Because surely you can't make 3 mistakes in the same game. And then again,
That again is dependent on the leadership on the field.
on the field.
Yes, because there's very little the coach can do shouting from out there. So he might, yes, but you might not get to listen to him.
And sorry, just to add, the unfortunate bit about the US game in particular is the captain of the day, Jacob Boja, unfortunately had to leave the pitch early to undergo head injury assessment. So in terms of leadership, for that period of time, there wasn't much in terms of leadership. So that could have been the reason why they couldn't quickly switch around.
Crucial
You find
as
that
well.
if they kick there, they get you all the time. Just
Yeah.
move the players about. Make them think about another
Think
option.
about another option.
Yeah.
Wales, Tonga, the 2 last games.
I basically thought we should have beaten Wales easily. And Tonga, of course, was
At least
the
make up
worst.
and get the points.
But I think after we lost to Wales, the boys just thought, no,
Let's just finish it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, as a player, there's that mindset about I've been away from home for over a week.
Yeah.
I mean, we are being bashed by Tonga because they're a physical side.
Yeah.
You're just like, we've lost 40 against the US.
And they're getting all sorts of insults from the Kenyans on Twitter and Facebook.
So, I mean, in addition to battling...
KOT doesn't spare you.
No, they don't spare anybody.
In addition to battling the challenges on the field, there's also that mental fatigue that you have to overcome as a player to keep fronting up and keep
I'm going to get paid to be able to pay rent next month. You know, it sounds very funny, but this is what goes through a player's mind. You're thinking, if I take this tackle, what's the benefit of it? I know that takes time. That's the point between when the guy jumps for the ball and the time he passes the ball.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, tackling this guy, equals rent payment.
There's so much going on in the head.
KOT yesterday, they were talking badly about me. Navin the other day on the show was not sparing me. Anyway, it's not that serious.
Another show on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I think one good thing that I credit the management for is at least they gave each and every player an opportunity to step on the pitch.
Yes,
yes. Yeah, just to experience the moment, and because that experience will help them.
That hit is what molds you. You know, like when a blacksmith puts his iron in the fire, and that heat molds you. So,
all right, now let's just have a quick look of the table and where we stand so far in the World Rugby 7 series. We have Kenya, who currently lie in 13th place. Yes, there you have it. 2 point, or rather 1 point and 12. No, 7 points and 1 point in Hamilton and Sydney.
Yes.
Compared to last year we racked up around 22 for those 2 legs. But then again, the team is
the team was different. Yeah,
were very different.
I think Wales have caught up because from Hamilton we had a bit of gap from Wales.
Yeah.
Obviously France they were within reach, but now they've opened up a 12-point gap.
So now losing to Wales and France again.
Yes, you see Wales, France, Canada.
You see, those were teams that if we beat would have probably been 10th now.
Yeah.
Yes, that is how fluid that place would have been. It's very unfortunate. I thought I was very enthused that we're going to get to that point.
I'm a little bit worried with the points gap between France and Kenya right now. The tally, the total points, is it a big?
That's massive.
Yeah,
that's
massive.
That means
it's going to take a while before we catch up.
That means we've got to get to a semi-final to be able to just catch up.
Yeah.
That is if they do badly.
Yeah.
If they keep playing in the Challenge
trophies.
But if they don't, then of course it's going to be higher. Right now we should be focused in. I was wishing we could land almost the same pool. Then we've got a chance to leapfrog these guys. Yeah.
All right. New Zealand went on to win it.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's talk about the other teams in the World 7 Series. Which team has really caught your eye this time? Which one do you think has a chance?
The USA have done very well. And usually you find when somebody makes 6 semi-finals, they have a better chance of 6 finals. Even if they don't win at the 6th tournament, usually I have a better chance to win the series. And with this trajectory of theirs, they might not win in the next 2, but should be able to, if they do win just one in the last stages, in the last 4 tournaments.
Because they're tied in terms of points.
Yeah,
7-6, 7-6.
Yes.
But then again, the consistency is key. Even if they've been getting
They've been very
silver.
consistent, yes. Yeah. Very, very they're the most consistent team now.
And I think one thing about New Zealand, because I watched the final they played against the US, one thing I credit them for is their ability to learn the opponent that they're going to face. Because for the US, they knew there's a threat in Carly Niles on the wing. So they were not giving him any space. And every time they're attacking the ball, they had the ball on the attack, they were attacking him because knowing,
he can't defend.
because knowing that he has defensive frailties. So all credit to them. Unfortunately for the US, this is yet another final that they were unable to get over the hump. But I think we can't fault them. They've been so consistent because they've had a group of players that they've been able to build over 2 seasons, and that's why the result it's not a surprise.
Actually, I think it's been well over 2 seasons now.
Yes,
this is the 4th season that team is together, and that has really helped. And they played major tournaments together as well, the World Cups and the Olympics as well. So
the team that I'm a bit not worried, but it's a bit of an unusual one is South Africa.
Yeah,
because South Africa normally they're either in the semi-finals or the finals. But
normally,
But
and the danger with that is if they fall outside number 4, then in the qualifiers of the Olympics we have to play them.
Yeah, we have to play them in the qualifiers. Yeah.
Yes, the qualifiers.
Goodness.
Yeah,
so it's, for us, we need them up there so that we can qualify.
Because I wanted to point out South Africa, African brothers, 57 points. Again, the margin between 57 and 72 is huge.
That's massive.
It's massive.
Yeah,
it's massive.
Again, it's going to take a while for them to catch up.
People like England who are just behind them, eh?
Yeah, England have 55.
England have 55, and yet to go to their home
tournament.
So there's Hong Kong and then there's London.
Goodness.
There's a problem there.
So if you see me cheering for South Africa, don't question my patriotism.
Just avoid them.
Yeah.
So Next two legs, Las Vegas, Vancouver. Yes. What needs to be changed for Kenya Sevens now? Just come back home.
I think if they can do a bit...
maybe what needs to be added?
I think if they can do a bit more in terms of their conditioning, that would really help, because if you're playing 2 tournaments back to back, it will help you, especially on the second tournament. And I think they need to look at the teams that they're going to play and draw up a plan of how they're going to do it. You cannot have one draft plan for the whole tournament, because every team you play them differently. You
even
play
the
what's
personnel, even the personnel.
Even the personnel.
Yes.
And where you play, the environment as well.
Extremely. We of course last year we jumped over the jinx of not being able to play in the cold, especially in Canada, because it gets pretty cold.
It gets cold,
having said that, these are new lot who've not played under that.
Goodness.
Those temperatures.
Washoneo masweta.
Yes. Yeah. They look plumber.
Yeah.
But hopefully the other guys who had signed contracts who are not able to make the trip, a few experienced players signed the contract before they left, should be able to step in and also help with that. Yeah.
We'll try to get thermal Under Armours for them.
They usually have them.
They usually have them.
It's only when it's that cold.
And Brian Wandera, whatever you wore coming back on the airport, please don't take that to Canada. My word of advice, tafadhali.
I never saw him. I never saw him though.
It's a good thing you didn't see him.
Oh, thank God.
We'll make sure. I hope he's watching. If not, we'll make sure we
and
post
Moa
this
doesn't
and
have
tag
the
him.
clip. Yeah.
All right. Moving on from the Kenya Sevens, let's come back to the Enterprise Cup that was played this particular weekend, the preliminary rounds. We have one scoreline here. Let's just have the scorelines, or rather the scorelines up there. Queens, you guys, these are your neighbors, Bana. 83.
Oh, Ngong Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, initially the game looked like there was going to be a bit of a tussle. And I was wondering initially, but when we got our groove back, we had a good run.
I think for Queens, for this particular game, they don't believe in rotation, because I saw their squad took on Ngong.
Because you see, we were playing Cabras.
Yes, so the momentum is good to get the groove instead of.
It was good for us because we didn't rest.
Yeah.
Resting would have been wrong. Of course, we played our bench, our perennial bench in the starting lineup this weekend to just gauge how they are. And reverted to the regulars.
I need to mention this. The other scorelines there you've seen 24-0, 24-0. It's Jim Corner's matches where points zikakuja hivyo. Those matches were not played.
Are they computer?
Yeah.
As walkovers.
Yeah, those are walkovers. So 24-0 is the score. That means Mean Machine, Western Bulls, Kisumu, Kisii, Menengai Oilers were there to play, but the other teams did not turn up or couldn't play for one reason or the other. But we'd like to talk about this. Yes. What does this happen? Is it people don't take this cup seriously, or is it just...
There's no incentive for it. There's no reason why they want to play. I'm sure if Ngong Warriors were a team from outside the city, they would not bother traveling. So there's no incentive really. The importance of the Enterprise Cup has been watered down. So that's basically the reason.
And I think also in addition to that, there could be an issue about different clubs and teams having the financial capability to honor fixtures.
Yes.
Because if you look at a team that's from the coast, you have to travel all the way to Western to play a fixture. And normally you play in your region because that you play teams that are from around your area. So honoring that fixture means you have to either go deep into your pockets or find some source of funding, which I think is unfortunate, because the Enterprise Cup, like Benja said, it had some prestige to it.
It had some prestige.
So obviously widening it out to players, to teams which don't regularly play in the Kenya Cup, gives them an opportunity, but then also exposes them in terms of their management and their organization.
I don't think it was well thought through. The structure is perfect, but it wasn't well thought through. So you're asking these teams that never get out of the region, except when they're playing the semis and the finals in the playoffs, to go to a far place, whilst it's very difficult for them to even honor their local fixtures. So again, I don't know who's responsible.
But I was saying, can that maybe be changed in the future? Maybe the preliminaries be in different regions, people play each other, and then the quarters.
Then again, you don't have that. Ngong will never have the privilege of playing a top Kenya Cup side.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
If that is done, just like in the FA Cup with football, in the UK.
They actually enjoy that.
Yeah, they
when
enjoy
can
that.
play
Yes, and they can play. Yes,
Yeah.
and you give them a chance. But maybe let's put a little more prestige back
Yeah.
into Enterprise Cup and some resource. So we say Enterprise Cup, especially the pre-quarters, that you're going to be funded to go to your other matches. Because all we're looking for also is improving the game.
Yes.
When these guys play, you could pick one or two players that you can use later on in the Kenya team, or give him a better chance to be looked at by that club they're playing and be picked out. So we've got a guy now at Harlequins, Idris. Idris, we found him from Webuye.
Really?
Yes, during the Christies. And there was no other chance he could have gotten if he wasn't playing there. So this is a good opportunity to get players
scout and get players.
So it is a very unfortunate thing.
Very well said that. All right, the pre-quarters, next round, Homeboys meet Queens. I think this one.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Let me just read them through. Black Blood against Kisumu, Cabras Sugar against Mombasa, Nondis against Menengai Oilers, Impala Saracens against Strathmore. Strathmore got a win there. Good for them as well.
That's
momentum.
Good. Good momentum, yes.
Mwamba, Mean Machine. You guys love university students, eh?
Well, I mean, this is a Uhuru Highway derby. So.
Uhuru Highway derby.
Yeah.
KCB against Kisii. Nakuru, Western Bulls. That's how the fixtures will be in the pre-quarters. Very quickly, predictions. Homeboys, Queens. I think this one is going to be
Queens.
Yeah, Homeboys, they've not shown me much.
They've not shown much.
Yeah, at least on the Kenya Cup, so I'm calling a Queens win. This is despite them being, I think they're the defending champs.
Yeah,
Yes,
they are
the defending champs. Black Blood, Kisumu.
Black Blood.
Black Blood. Cabras, Mombasa.
Cabras.
That's
if Mombasa will honour the fixture.
No, I know they wouldn't.
Maybe they should meet halfway in Nairobi and play there.
There's no point to go all the way there and then receive a whooping. This is for my Mombasa people, man. I'm with you.
Yeah, maybe we should get one of the big business people in Mombasa to sponsor the team.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there is Millers. There's Miss Millers there.
Yes.
There is what else is big in Mombasa? I think
cement,
the cement factories.
Yeah, factories there.
So these are guys who can actually Mombasa. It's just. But do they go out to look for the sponsorship? Now you can put in a good word for them. Being a Costarian, so this is one thing you can.
Something I can work on.
Yeah. You've done well to be on TV. So make your other guys shine.
I'll do that. I'll make sure that's in my tasks list.
Oh, can you imagine telling them, oh, do you know who got you this sponsorship? It's Moha.
With his half court.
Yes.
With his half court.
And the games will be live on Bamba Sport.
Hey, yes.
They're live on Bamba Sport. And the same sponsors could be our sponsors in this show.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Planting a seed.
Fantastic. Yeah. I see you're not stopping, Benja.
No.
All right. KCB, win for them against Kisii?
Yes.
Yes, I hope Kisii can honour the fixture.
Kisii
Yeah, that's another thing.
Mwamba Mean Machine, that will be played for sure. It's here.
Yeah,
Mwamba.
Nondis, Menengai Oil, that's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good
Oilers
one.
against
I
Nondis.
think Nondis will win that one.
Nondis
I'm
will
calling Oilers win. Sorry, Foxy.
win. Sorry, Foxy.
Yeah.
All right. Gibu is your man.
Yeah.
Gibu is my man too, but again, I see Foxy often.
Okay.
On Gongwood, so.
Nakuru Western Bulls.
Nakuru.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So we're done with the Enterprise Cup. We'll be taking a short break. When we come back, the Kenya Cup comes back this weekend.
The drums of war have been sounded. 20 teams are out to fight for ultimate glory.
Right foot, wonderful try!
It's the National Super League, Kenya's rising stars, chasing promotion to the Premier League.
Absolute stunner!
Witness every cut, every shot. Live and exclusively on Bamba Sport, Bamba TV Channel 6.
right, welcome back to Try Time KE with me, host Mohamed Abubakar. We've been talking Kenya Sevens, Enterprise Cup, but right now we shift our attention to the Kenya Cup, match day 9. Remember, it's been 2 weeks since the last match of rounds were played, match day 8 that is. We'd like to remind ourselves how things stand, first of all, in the Kenya Cup. We'd like to have that up on the screen if possible. But all right, there it is. Kabras Sugar will be coming to town to face your beloved Queens.
Yes.
This is a good tie. This is the tie of the weekend,
Yes.
to be honest.
Yes. I don't want to talk much.
You don't want to talk much. They might be watching.
No, even if they're watching.
Even if they're watching.
I've never feared anybody.
You've
so,
never.
Yeah. So let's meet Wanjani.
Let's meet Wanjani.
Yeah.
Hapo Ngong.
Hapo Ngong Road too.
Na unajua Ngong ni yenu sasa, simshaamua.
If you're
Juzi.
driving up Ngong Road, you must get a permit.
Hapo
Yeah,
kwenu
we are going to be
check hapo
checking
RFPA.
at Queens. If you don't have, go back and use the alternative
Yes.
route.
All right, Kabras, top 40 points.
Yes.
Just wanted us to familiarize ourselves how we left off things after match day 8. Queens third, KCB second, 35-31 points. We have that relegation scruffle there, so you can see it. Menengai Oilers, Black Blood, Strathmore, Mean Machine. So we'd like to right now head over to the fixtures this particular weekend and have a look at each of the matches that will be played this particular weekend across the country. This is the first time we'll be having a live coverage of Mwamba
Yes.
Oh, is it?
and Black Blood.
Yes.
Obama's not been on TV before.
This is a
No,
good
no,
one.
we haven't. Remember the last time we were supposed to be on TV?
Oh, yes. It
pushed.
was pushed.
Yeah.
yes.
So this is a good one. I mean, even Kabras, we've not aired any live
Yes.
match this season.
Yes.
Oh, have you
For
not?
Kabras, this is interesting
All right.
for the fans as well.
Yeah, it will be good to see. It will be good to see what this special thing they have is.
What's the special thing there?
Yeah, unfortunately now I've not told my son, but I'm not going to see him in school. He has his first tournament that I could have
that
enjoyed
day,
to watch him. Yes,
on
the same
Saturday.
day. But Baba, you know, it's
Is it at the same time?
yes, it's the same time, the same
Oh,
day.
what a
man.
pity.
So,
We'll
yeah.
make sure we send a small Bamba Sport team and go cover that.
yeah, I'll just
match.
cover him and then show him
And
once
then
he's on TV.
Exactly.
His dad will be.
Yeah, then you can review it
will-
later and give him
yes,
some tips.
Yes.
All right. Let's start off with Mwamba Black Blood. This is an interesting tie as well. Black Blood have proven that they can compete as well with the teams at the top.
Yeah,
How are we going to-
I think Black Blood for them they've done what we've expected of them this season. Unfortunately, they lost their last game against Oilers, which I did not expect. So I think for Mwamba, it's a very good opportunity to take advantage of the top of the table clashes for them to sneak up into those further up the log. So for Mwamba, definitely first TV game. Gents, Mupake Mafuta, please look nice so that we celebrate you on TV. But I think Mwamba, based on what they've had so far and the momentum that they've had, despite that loss away to Kabras, they should have what it takes to go over the universities. Boys, yeah.
Your view for this one, Benjamin?
Yes, Mwamba have been up to it, but I think Mwamba is still Black Blood have been up to it, but I think Mwamba is still the stronger side, given that they've been improving every single game that they played. So I expect Mwamba to win that one, not easily, but it will be a Mwamba game to lose.
All right, the other match we would like to talk about, this is the big one for the weekend. Kenya Harlequins will be hosting Kabras Sugar, the league leaders, yet to lose this season. Lavin.
I think
I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions in this match.
It's okay.
Because I know,
It's okay.
Because I
we
know,
know where Benja lies. I think outside of Impala, this is the first mighty test that Kabras are facing in the face of the mighty Queens.
Yeah.
I suspect it won't be high scoring as it has been for Kabras. Because remember, outside Black Blood, I think they've been beating teams by over 40 points. It will be a very difficult game because Queens have had that good momentum. They started off a bit slow in the early parts of the season. But I think they've got the right fix for them. And just like we've said, they did not take a break during the Enterprise Cup. Unfortunately for them, they did not have any injuries. So they have a bulk of their squad ready to take on Kabras. This will be the first time that I'm watching Kabras live in action.
Because you were away last weekend. When,
exactly.
I'm also quite keen to see.
Yeah.
I'm also quite very keen to see what it is that they have special. I've heard guys talking about them. I'm yet to see what they bring to the table.
What a better way to do it being on the sideline and facing them. Position.
Being able to tell guys this is where they're weak. And you crush them. Yeah.
You're very quick to read. Eh?
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that quite easily.
Quite easily. Yeah. All right, now the prospect of Charles facing his former
team, and for me that
think that's extra
the emotional bit of it is Charles is a very emotional guy.
How has he been in training this week? He's thinking about this.
No, he's been very quiet actually. Yesterday was our first training session. Tonight is our other session. He's been very quiet at training, but knowing Charles, he's very emotional, and this is a game he won't let any of us lose, including himself. So we are up to we have our work cut out for us for this one.
All right, we managed to speak to him yesterday, so just have a listen to what he had to say prior to this match.
We'll give it the seriousness that it deserves, the seriousness that we've given all the other games so far, Kenya Cup and Enterprise games. We are planning accordingly. We've been able to analyze their games and analyze ours. We've checked our strengths, our weaknesses, their strengths, their weaknesses. So it'll just be business as usual. So starting this Tuesday evening, tomorrow, and on Thursday, we'll just do the little things that we have to do and put the adequate preparation for the game against Cabras. So really nothing really different. It's just about giving it the seriousness it deserves, just like we've done the other games. No, I mean, not really. We've got a group of 23, 24, 25 that we've been working for. And I mean, eventually for the day we need to pick 23. We're pretty much quite confident as a technical bench who we want to use. But again, we'll observe the training, see if any injuries come out of that. But we're pretty sure and pretty close to already what we want to use for the game against Cabras. It's all about consistency and continuity. There's still a lot of games to go, so we're trying to build a squad and build some rhythm around those particular players. And they'll be pretty much the same team that you'll see this weekend. Mbaka comes with a wealth of experience, and obviously he's a great athlete, very talented player. And he's a good addition to the squad. It just adds more sort of competition to places, which for us is very healthy. And he has trained well. So at the end of the day, he'll need to earn his place. So let's see how he does this weekend, and this week, and see where he fits in our plans for this weekend, and see where we will play him. No, so far so good. We came out the past weekend with a clean bill of health, which is very positive, which is very good. So again, yes, we have a full squad, sort of healthy squad to pick from, which is a good thing. So touch wood that carries on during this week, and that come Thursday night when we're picking the final squad, we still have all players available.
Your reactions, Lavin?
It's good to know that Charles is up for the task. One good thing I like that he said is don't focus too much on Cabras.
Yeah.
Focus on your game. And if there's anyone who can pinpoint Cabras' weakness, it's Charles, because he's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
He knows what to exploit. He knows what that can work for them as they seek to stamp the authority on this. I'm excited about several matchups, especially the number 10s, because Cabras had an import from down south. But we have Eden Aguero, who's, I say we, I mean, Akina Benja have Eden Aguero.
You see how easy it is.
No, you see, I say we because Eden was from my high school, so that's my excuse. And he's a good friend of mine.
You get away with that.
And he's played with him in the national team.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. But it will be if
the effect you have on people.
No, not necessarily. I think Lavin handed over his shirt to Eden when he was leaving the national team.
I think both teams will want to stamp the authority in the forwards because once you have that good go-forward ball, Cabras thrive a lot on that, getting their backline to run. But I think on the day, the back rows of both teams will have to work extra hard just to stop that go-forward ball, because it's pretty hard to run your moves in the backs if you're not getting good go-forward ball. He's mentioned William Baka. William Baka is a pretty experienced head.
Yeah.
So in terms of positioning and counter-attack, that one Queens will not have an issue with. So I think it's an interesting match, and I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously after Mwamba Cup.
After Mwamba.
Yes.
All right. Definitely, you'll have played already, so you'll be there.
Yes.
I'll be there. We'll be watching.
Yes.
All right. How does it? I mean, you faced a former side last time out in Pala.
Yes.
What are the emotions that go through when you're in such a scenario? Just let us know how Charles is feeling right now.
First of all, is challenging himself as a good coach, because he is one. To prove to, especially how he was dismissed, he was very happy about it. To prove to them that he was actually the man that ought to have stayed on the job.
To stay.
Because I think he really did well. A bit of politics here and there, but Charles is quite a good coach. Maybe he didn't get along with one or two people, and that's life. So now it is for him to prove himself, to himself and to the Kabras brigade, that is good enough. And I think for us as Harlequins to give us that confidence that we have a coach that is able to lead us into a lot more difficult situations and come out with a win, especially Kabras. Yes.
Okay, I was saving this question for you.
Yes.
His counterpart, South African,
Yes.
Henley. How good has he done so far? And can Queens stop him in Kabras?
I think for him, one thing that I can say he's lucky is he's come into a team that already has a bit of structure, because remember they went back-to-back in the finals last season and the season before that. So in terms of players who know what they're supposed to do, that one he has.
Personnel and all that.
Personnel and everything. Because like we've mentioned many times, Kabras is the closest thing to a professional outfit that Kenya Rugby has. So for him, it's coming into an ideal setup for him. So in terms of playing against Queens, I'm sure he'll take more advice from his deputies, because I mean we have Achaya, who's been at Queens for the longest time. He's played for the
at Kabras.
Yes, Achaya played. Yes, he played.
Yes, he
played previously at Queens.
Yes,
now he's at Kabras. So he'll depend a bit on the local coaches to help him out. But definitely they've also studied Kenya Harlequins videos. And I'm sure they've watched Bamba Sports, and they've heard Benja talk about them being...
and I'm they've watched Queens a couple of times.
I've got no problem.
You've got no problem.
They can actually watch them from now until the weekend. When Harlequins come to the grounds, just like Impala felt it, they're going to feel it. Impala watched our videos for 16 weeks.
But if there's a test that Kabras are going to meet this season, I believe this is the first.
You feel this is the first hurdle for them?
Yes, playing away from home and playing against Kenya Harlequins, who have been on the up and up.
At the RFEA grounds, Gong Road.
And it's a TV game.
Loud. It's going to be packed.
It's a TV game.
It's a TV game.
Yes. I don't know whether they know how to play in front of a TV.
TV screens.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they're going to.
We'll see how it goes. But very quickly, this week, you've been monitoring Willie?
Yes.
The progress is made since he's come back to the team?
And he's making it very fast. Given that he's an experienced player, it's very easy for him to get into systems. And he's very responsive. So we're happy with that response. He played the entire game on the weekend, and that was impressive.
All right. We'll come back and do scores. Predictions later. So those are the two games that will be live and free on Bamba Sport. The first one at 2 p.m, Mwamba against Black Blood. The second one, Queens host Kabras Sugar. We'd like to move on right now and take a look at the other fixtures here, gentlemen. Strathmore Leos again, 2 wins for them, 2 weekends against KCB.
I think Coach Mbai will have his tails up, because the last game they beat Homeboys. So that was a good one for them. I think it's 2 wins, but they face an RC test against KCB. Because KCB will have one eye on what's happening at Ngong Road. So for them, they look at this as a good opportunity for them to get 5 points, just purely based on the fact that Strathmore Leos are, I think, second last. So for them, they'll give this game the seriousness it deserves, because they see an opportunity just to jump and close that gap at the top. But it will be a difficult one for Leos. But I think that win before the break of the Enterprise Cup, it's what they needed to go into this game.
Then playing time as well for them.
Yes,
that's important.
Yes, like the last weekend's game. Unfortunately, I don't think that will help them build as much against KCB. KCB will be coming with wanting to stamp the authority against Strathmore Leos, and the difficulty for them is that KCB know that if when Harlequins beats Cabras,
You almost think if.
yes, I was saying if.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what I should say. But when Harlequins beats Cabras
Yes.
and then
They
KCB get a
the
bonus
win
point,
in the bonus
they,
point.
they've got a very good chance.
This is a big
to
game for
climb.
them.
Yeah, so it's,
Also
it's
depending on the
massive.
results at the RFA
The
grounds.
RFA,
eh?
yes.
All
So
right.
because they will not be waiting for that result, they'll want to do whatever they can do by themselves,
Yeah.
which unfortunately will be to try and beat Strathmore into giving them
Strathmore,
a
yes. All right, Oilers
point.
against Impala. Impala not in a good place right now. I mean, 4 straight losses now for them.
Yes, it's. I think Impala find themselves in a very strange place because based on season gone by, they've always been comfortable in that 4th position, but now they're outside that playoff spots, and I think it's. I mean, ordinarily this would be like a given for them, but don't be fooled. The Oilers are playing at home, so they also want to creep up the table.
Yeah.
Impala looking like easy prey at the moment for teams who previously thought that they were a formidable side.
Yeah.
So it will be a very difficult and difficult outing for Ndong and his Chargers. But it's a tough one. It's a tough one, especially traveling away to Nakuru.
I honestly think Menengai are going to have this one.
Menengai.
Yeah, having played Impala in the first half they played, and I know Menengai will play throughout the day. They'll play for the 80 minutes and play like madmen. Impala are not able to play for 80 minutes. They'll either put a very good 40 minutes in, have a lull throughout the game, and the rest, or play a lousy 40 minutes and then try and make up everything in the second half. So I don't think they have a chance against Menengai. Having said that, it's going to be a difficult game, but Menengai should be able to have this one.
All right, Homeboys, who lost to Strathmore last time out, face Mean Machine.
They're going to the workshop. Or
they're going to the workshop.
What was it called? I think the
carpenter pale.
Yeah. That was a shock. It was a shock loss for the Homeboys, and but they want to get their season back on track, and for them they look at Mean Machine as quote unquote easy prey. But then again, if at any one point they are dragged into the helter-skelter game plan of Mean Machine, they'll have a very difficult afternoon. Unfortunately for the Homeboys, if the games I've watched them play, they've not been able to string in phases that lead to a try. It's individual brilliance here, an intercept here, a bounce of the ball here. So if they get dragged into that fist fight with Mean Machine, it could be a tighter game than it should be. But I think they want to get their season back on track, so it will be a win for the Homeboys.
All right. Last but not least, Nondi's travel to the nest, Nakuru. How good are they when they travel, Nondi's?
Nondi's are a good side. As they're a very good side. That, and the time they buy into the coach's mind of how they want to play, they do very well. Unfortunately, with players, you never know. They get there and decide, oh, this is how we're going to play this game. Forget about what the coach is saying. So on that day, if Foxican gets into their heads, they should be able to beat Nakuru.
Because you feel like this is a battle for the playoff spots, because Nakuru still have a chance.
Yes.
So they'll take this with all the seriousness.
Yes, so it's going to be a tough match.
One thing you have to do when you travel away to Nakuru is get the fans out of the game. Just even if it means just getting those 3 points, just pile them slowly, because once the fans get into your heads and once the team builds that momentum, then the nest is a very difficult place to play. And you see, for Nakuru, they've had a recent string of bad results. They're looking at Nondis like a team that they should comfortably beat. But it will be a scrap. So if Nondis want to give themselves a chance, just every time you get into the Nakuru half or they're 22, and come out with points. Even if it's 3, 5, or even better, you get 7.
All right, gentlemen, I'd like us to do predictions, and we'll put this on record so that next week we have the real results and your predictions.
No problem.
Fair enough, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Is there money on this one? It would be more exciting if those
I'll
money.
talk to my producer.
Yeah, I know he's listening.
He's listening.
Yes.
All right, we have Mwamba Blackblood. Yosef.
Yeah, Mwamba obviously, yes.
Yeah. Mwamba, definitely.
Mwamba. Queen's Cabras.
Harlequins.
I'm going to go with Cabras on this
Strong,
one.
sure, superior.
I will go with
That's the
Cabras
day
on
they'll
this one.
Yes.
Oilers Impala.
Oilers.
You said Oilers, yeah.
Yes, I did say Oilers.
I'll give it to Impala. It will be a difficult one, but I think it will be a close one. It could be just a single point in it, but I'll give it to Impala.
Okay. Leo's KCB?
KCB.
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 Yes.
Min Machine against Homeboys.
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 This is at the Seremala place.
Yeah. They have a guy called Seremala. They call him Seremala.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's his nickname.
Hence the workshop, right?
It's for such codiness that they will lose. The Homeboys.
I didn't see.
Anasema yo
didn't see-
anapiga watu msasa huko.
But you see what the things they celebrate. They celebrate if they hit you. They celebrate. They don't celebrate good, well-worked tries.
Did I tell you about what happened in our game when the number 8 knocked off Olaba?
Oh yeah.
Yes. So that kind
The
of
guy
thing.
came back on.
Yeah, when Olaba came back on, he put a padlock and chained his shop. He never played again.
All right. Nakuru, Nondis. This is a tough one.
Wow. Yes, I think I'll give it to Nakuru.
Nakuru.
Yes.
Let me go with Nondis.
You'll go with Nondis.
I'll go with Nondis.
This
Yes.
one. Foxy.
Yes, Foxy.
Don't let him down twice.
Yeah. Nakuaminia Foxy.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for the fantastic analysis.
asante sana.
We'll be meeting again next week on Wednesday, same time right here. Until then, keep it sporty.